Okay, so this lesson is on multiplying and dividing integers. You should have gotten a note page today in class and glued it down onto the writing side of your notebooks. And here are the notes. Real quickly, I'm going to run through them. If you need to pause, just pause. If the signs are the same, your answer is going to be positive. If the signs are different, your answer is going to be negative. Now this only works 2 numbers at a time. So there's another set of rules if you're working with 3 or more numbers that you're multiplying together. You're going to count the number of negative numbers in the problem, and if there's an odd number of negatives, the answer is going to be negative. If there's an even number of negatives, your answer is going to be positive. So there's your rules. Make sure you get them down. Let me scan it a little bit. Get them down in your notebooks, and we'll move on to do some practice problems. Okay, so on the other side of your notebook, do your same 2-column notes with a teacher and a student side. I'm going to give you some examples over here on the teacher side of multiplying and dividing with positive and negative integers. Number 1. Let's say I have -9 times 8. Now notice I'm showing multiplication just through the use of parentheses. I'm not going to use the times sign anymore because now that we're moving into algebra, a times sign looks like a variable. So I'm not using the x for multiplication. I'm also not going to use the dot because it looks too much like a decimal. So I'm going to use just these parentheses to show multiplication. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the multiplication. I know that 9 times 8 is 72. And then my rules say if the signs are different, my answer is going to be negative. It's that simple. Let's try another one. Number 2. Let's say I've got -12 times -5. Now I know that 12 times 5 is 60. Now here my signs are the same. My signs are the same, so the answer is positive. So -12 times -5 is a positive 60. Now this works 2 numbers at a time. If you're given more than 2 numbers, let's say -4 times 3 times -8. You can do this one of 2 ways. You can do it 2 numbers at a time, working from left to right, and you can say 4 times 3 is 12. They're different signs, so that's a -12 times -8. -12 times -8. Well, 12 times 8 is 96. And then both signs are the same, so it's a positive 96. Now what your last set of rules said, if you're working with 3 or more numbers, is you can go ahead and do the multiplication. You can do 4 times 3 is 12, and 12 times 8 is 96. And then you can just count your number of negatives. I have 2 negatives. That's an even number of negatives, so my answer has to be positive. Okay? This also works with division. I can say 14 divided by -2. Go ahead and do the division. 14 divided by 2 is 7. I've got different signs, so my answer is going to be negative. Okay? Another way that you might see division shown is through fractions. So let's say I've got -36 divided by -12. Fractions show division, so this is just a division problem. This is 36 divided by 12, which is 3. They're both negative, the signs are the same, so my answer is going to be positive. Okay? I'm going to give you some problems over here on the student side to complete for tomorrow. Come in having these done and ready to talk about the answers. Let's do -48 over 8. Number 2, let's do 14 times negative 4 times negative 5. Let's do negative 13 times negative 3. Let's do 3 times negative 8 divided by negative 4. And let's do one more. Let's do 16 times 4 times negative 1, here we go, to the 4th power. This means negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1 times negative 1. Okay? Get those completed and bring them in to class tomorrow. Alright, this is the shout out portion of the video. What we're going to do is we're going to randomly choose 3 students, one from each of my advanced classes. If we call your name, you're going to get a prize tomorrow. Now, if we don't call your name, don't tell the ones that we did call. Make sure that they have watched the video to know that their name was called. Don't let them have something for free, okay? They have to know their name was called, and they have to come in and tell me their name was called tomorrow. So this is the shout out portion. My daughter Kennedy's going to help me with that. Here we go. Alright, this is my daughter Kennedy. She's going to randomly choose names from this cup. First one is what, Kennedy?
First one is 6th period, Ford Dillon.
Ford Dillon from 6th period. So Ford, if you're watching, you get a prize tomorrow. If you guys know Ford, don't tell him. Let him get it on his own. Okay?
Next one is 2nd period, Christian Wiley.
Christian Wiley. Christian Wiley gets a prize tomorrow. Thank you. And
The last person is 3rd period, Bryce Victorian.
okay. So those 3 students, if you're watching, that's your shout out. Congratulations. I'll see you tomorrow with your prize. Thanks for watching. Tell them bye, Ken.
Bye.